Showtime. G'day guys, how you going? So today we're going to be looking at natural selection and selective breeding. I'm going to try and break it down as simply as I possibly can. So natural selection, all you need to be able to do is use these 4 steps in different contexts, right? So step 1, there's variation in a population. Step 2, some individuals are better suited to the environment than others. Step 3, these are the individuals that survive and reproduce. And step 4, therefore it's their genes or characteristics that get passed on. Those 4 steps are what you need to do for natural selection in different contexts. And that's it, okay? So let's try that, guys. Let's give it a shot. So here we go. First off, some necks are longer than, in this particular population, some necks are longer than others, which is variation, okay? So some individuals can reach extra food in times of food shortage. Maybe there's a drought and they need to eat food that's higher in the tree. So these individuals with longer necks are better suited to their environment. Because these animals survive more, because they get more food, they have more opportunities to reproduce, so they have more offspring, which means the gene for longer necks is what's passed on to a bigger proportion of the next generation, okay? And so gene for longer necks is passed on to their offspring. Okay, so then let's try again. Let's try a different context. Let's say we have a mutation which causes variation in the number of leg bones of an animal, okay? And so this allows for some animals to run faster than others, which means that these animals survive more often. Maybe they can get away from a predator or something like that. And so therefore they live longer and have more offspring. And so the gene for this bone arrangement is passed on to the next generation, and over many, many generations you get slow change over time, or evolution. And this is natural selection. These 4 things in different contexts, okay? Let's change gears and let's have a look at selective breeding now. And you'll notice that it's very similar. I'm going to change a couple in a second. So there's natural variation in a population, and instead of some are better suited to their environment, humans pick what we want, right? We pick the desired characteristics. And instead of survival and reproduction, we actually breed the individuals we want together, okay? So it's kind of in the middle part. Instead of natural variation and selection, it's kind of humans did it, right? So let's have a look at this in a context. These are beautiful, noble wolves there over on the left, the grey wolf, right? Vicious, extremely well adapted to its natural environment. A few thousands of years ago, right? They started talking, well, not talking, but kind of interacting with humans, right? And then look how the mighty have fallen. We have taken those animals, and through selective breeding, we've got things like your pugs, your chihuahuas, all these things, someone might say, mistakes that we've bred today to have, okay? We have taken that organism and we have selectively bred it into something completely different. Let's look at how that happens. So, step 1, some dogs have shorter noses than others, right? So that's variation. And then step 2 is humans pick the desired characteristic. We pick the smallest nosed individuals in that population and we breed these individuals together, okay? We make it so that only short-nosed individuals can breed together. So the short-nosed trait gets passed on to the next generation. We then pick the shortest-nosed individuals in that generation and breed them together again and again and again. We repeat this process over and over until the nose gets shorter and shorter and shorter. And this is selective breeding, and it's how we actually give rise to some of those furry creations that we saw in the previous slide. Hope this helps, guys. That's natural selection and selective breeding. Have a good one.